Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Modern Dawah. Today, we're going to be tackling some misconceptions. Well, one misconception. We're going to do a series of many misconceptions, but today's the first one, and it's probably one of the biggest misconceptions that the media loves to put out there. It's a constant stereotyping and bashing the media gives Islam, and it's about Islam being a very violent religion, that we just want to kill all the unbelievers, and we just want to take over everything, and we're terrorists and all this. I'm sure you've heard that before. I'm sure you get it from friends and whoever, family sometimes. So let's go into this. Okay, this all started with 9/11. Well, it was some before that, but mainly with 9/11. And who knows in 9/11 what actually happened, right? Some say it's an inside job. America's involved. We're not really going to get into that. But they look at this one particular incident, okay, that happened, and they were blaming Muslims all for it. And this is what the religion teaches. And look at these type of people. That's what they believe. But they never actually looked into Islam. And those who actually did, a lot converted. Since 9/11, we've had one of the most massive conversions in Islam. Look it up. Because he actually read the Quran for himself. Right? So let's look into what Islam actually teaches, okay? Because we have to look at that. When other incidents happen for other faiths or other groups of people, you never blame the entire faith, okay? You never blame the entire sect just because of one particular act. For instance, the KKK, okay? We don't think all Christians are KKK members. Of course not. The Crusaders, killing in killing by the sword and everything. Why do the Christians don't get this label as terrorists and everything? Because it's obviously not true. They obviously don't teach that, okay? These are just crazy times and crazy people who did these types of things, right? And anyone would agree with that. But with Islam, we get this totally different, we get a double standard. Why is that? Why is there a double standard? Even now, in China, we got many, many Muslims getting killed just because they believe in God. Okay, this is the atheist way of the greater good. We got to get rid of religion. Why does nobody put them in one basket and say all atheists are killers? Why? Because it's irrational. It doesn't make sense. It's ignorant to say that. But with Islam, for some reason, there's a double standard. Someone gets murdered, and supposedly in the name of Islam, you start stereotyping and bashing. But it's all over the media. The terrorists, these horrible people. Okay? But the one thing you need to ask them when they start saying these type of things is show me a verse in the Quran. Show me anything where Islam teaches killing innocent people. Just show them. Okay? And critics usually apply this cut and paste approach in regards to this passage in the Quran. This is one of the only things that they can bring up, right? And they what's called cherry picking one little verse, and they think this is what Islam is all about, and it's very ignorant. But let's go into that verse that they always quote, and they quote, it's Surah Baqarah 191, and kill them wherever you find them. All right, it says this, and hearing it just like that, or seeing it just like that, whoa, well, kill them wherever you find them. Whoa, that's what they do. And they read that verse like, oh, you guys need to kill everyone. However, when we read the passage in this context, it actually says the opposite of what they portray in this verse, okay? And before we do that, let's look in the context of the history, okay? Because the Quran was revealed over 23 years, and a lot has happened, and verses were brought down at certain points of time, okay? So this particular verse, this was in the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, of course, and there was a time of persecution where the Muslims were persecuted for a stretch of about 13 years. Okay, they were boycotted, tortured, just for preaching Islam, to worship one God only. That's it. They were persecuted, killed. A lot of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, people who he loved, were getting tortured. Right, and they weren't allowed to fight back at this time until this verse was revealed. And this is when the verse was revealed after 13 long, horrible years. Okay. And let's go back to the verse before, and we'll read a couple of verses after, just so you can get the whole context of what's happening here. So it starts off in 2:190 in the Quran. Fight in the way of God those who fight you. but do not transgress. Indeed, God does not like transgressors. And kill them wherever you find them, and expel them from wherever they have expelled you. And persecution is worse than killing. And do not fight them at Masjid al-Haram until they fight you there. But if they fight you, then kill them. Such is a recompense of the disbelievers. And if they cease, then indeed, God is forgiving and merciful. Fight them until there's no more persecution, and worship is for God. But if they cease, there is no aggression, except against the oppressors. So clearly, you can see here, this is in self-defense of the ones that are oppressing them. Fight them back until there's no more left of those oppressors that are fighting them, right? They're giving permission to fight back against these persecutors at that time, the ones that are oppressing them. What's wrong with that? This is in the context of war, okay? And why get rid of all those oppressors? Because if we don't stop the oppressor, they're going to oppress someone else, okay? As Muslims, we're a peaceful religion, of course, but that doesn't mean we turn the other cheek. We don't turn the other cheek. We defend ourselves when we are oppressed, and we're obligated to help our neighbors when they were oppressed. Why? Why do we do this? Because they will continue. It won't ever end. The persecutor will keep persecuting. That's what they do. If they don't persecute you, they persecute someone else, right? And if they won't stop. They won't stop until someone stands up to them. And the Muslims, we're supposed to stand. We're obligated to stand up and put a stop to this. This is true peace. We stop the oppressor. If a bully is going to come around and smack everybody in the head in the room, right? He's just going to keep smacking until that person that's brave enough to stand up and say, hey, stop smacking people in the head, or I'm going to smack you in the head. And they can either keep smacking people, or they could stop and apologize. It's one of those two things. And they apologize, okay, fine. We're at peace now. So that's true peace. That's what Islam does, okay? If you're oppressing people, we're going to stand up to you, okay? But if you end up, being a Muslim, or you ask for forgiveness, or you say, okay, let's have peace. Okay, let's have peace. We don't need to fight you then. Okay, so that's true peace right there. And also what I forgot to mention is before this, why this all happened, because there was actually a peace treaty, going on. And the Meccans, at the time, the Quraysh, the unbelievers, they broke the treaty. I think they killed a few Muslims on a trade route. I could be wrong. But they broke the treaty. And what happens when you break treaties? It's a war. That was in the treaty, in the contract. If you break the treaty, this is what's going to happen. Okay? So that's what happened. They were given the permission to fight back from God. Okay? So here we could see that this verse was totally taken out of its context. Okay? And if you look to other verses in the Quran, it clearly says, do not kill any innocent soul. It's like you killed all of mankind. And if you save a soul, it's like you saved all of mankind. Beautiful verse. How come they don't point out that verse? Okay? It's clear that Islam prohibits the killing of any innocent person. Killing is only allowed in the time of war, defending yourselves, anything justly like that. Okay? And anyone would know that this is completely rational. I hope they cleared up this misconception about this verse, that Islam is a violent religion and all this. This was the one they always bring up. Okay? If there might be other little things they bring up in hadith and stuff like that, but I'm going to go into those as well and other misconceptions. So stay tuned. If you like this video, if you want others to know about this misconception and have it cleared up, share this video, like it. Don't forget to subscribe, inshallah. And assalamu alaikum. Thank you for watching.